Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Monifactory. All right, so here we are today, episode 84, I want to say. Sounds about right. Yeah, so last episode we had just gotten the sterilized growth medium complete. And if we check in on that, we have about 1,000 buckets. Not too bad, not too bad. All I really got to do every now and then is turn on, well, I think the cow farm might be still on. Because if I didn't show that on camera, that's not it. It's the other side. I didn't show it on camera. I did set up the power piping. And unfortunately, we don't have the means to hide conduit very well. I tried to look up the facade for the Ender IO, but all I'm seeing are facades for AE2. Or maybe it's called the binder. No? Yeah, see, there's the composite, and this would be used to make the thing. But as far as I'm seeing, all it does is make the conduits. There's no cable covering in this version of Ender IO. So that's unfortunate. But in any case, you can see that we have power coming up all the way from below. And I guess this is turned off right now. I don't think we need all that much in the way of mincemeat. So, yeah. I gotta fix that, but I'll do that later. Oh yeah, here's the conduit. Anywho, let's see. I need to get back up here. All right. So I'm gonna pop over, and I think this is the right room. Yes. So as shown off in last episode, we have these LCRs, and I did a little bit more expanding down here. Nothing crazy. I got more requesters. I got lots of processors, and this is probably overkill. Oh. Wait, that's is that the nitration mixture? Yeah, that might be. Anyway, I was fiddling around making sure that when we do send in fluids, it works. You can see here I put nitration mixture and I have water in here, so that way that exposes those fluids to our network. Right then. So the first step that we're going to want to get into is we're going to want to process our rock salt, right? And oh my god, my eye is bugging me. Give me a second. Okay. We have the LCR, well, CR, LCR, whatever. Same difference. So we have the water that we're going to need to provide and rock salt, right? And that gives us potassium hydroxide, and we're going to get hydrochloric. So I'll probably be wanting to do some fluid cell formatting. It might take care of that off camera, but we'll see how things go. So we're going to need one LCR for the hydroxide, another LCR for the carbonate, and another LCR, well, for this step here, right, to get that sludge. And a distillery for that, for the first half of the Kapton K. So let me go ahead and grab, okay, we already have a distillery. So I'll put that there for later. Okay. So let me do some fluid cell tweaking and setting up. Right over here. I'm going to take out some of these cells and get things going. Thankfully, I have access to my main network here. I don't know if I should make like a... I was going to say like a wireless terminal for the subnetwork here, but then that's going to come with its own headache. Like, oh, we need to be in range, or we need to have a lot of boosters, and I don't know how that's going to work, other than like having a quantum ring, probably. Anyway, let me go ahead and get some fluid cells set up. Yeah, I guess I'll keep some fluids on the stub network, because I was thinking, of course, now I think about it, you know, should I, won't I don't know, but it's not a big deal. It's not like I'm trying to be min-maxing or whatever. But that being said, I will be right back. All right, so I went ahead and got some cells set up here. We have 3 here, and this one down here. So we have like water, or the dimethyl stuff, the stuff right here. So the aminophenol, the nitrochlorobenzene, the dimethylformamide. Yeah, I'm not sure how to say that one. Formamide, dimethylformamide. Yeah, and so on and so forth. So we're going to have to expose some fluids from the main network into our subnetwork, and I guess this is what this one is for, right? So we have water, we have the nitration mixture, and I believe we need that for something. So let's get started with the rock salt situation. We have the LCR, like I mentioned before, rock salt and water, and we get the potassium hydroxide, and we get hydrochloric acid. And did I not remember to put, yeah, let me get that. I thought I had done that. I know I forgot some fluid. There we go. Okay, so let's get that going. So we have the water. We're going to go over here to our first EBF. Let's see. So that's the input, right? Yep. So rock, salt, rock salt. Now, because it's not going to be popping up right now, that means we need to expose. Wait. Okay, one thing, it's offline. Let me see here. Let me get. There we go. Okay. So what I'm probably going to do here is I want to put a conduit down so that way we can hide things a little bit better. We'll be able to put a facade over this part effectively. Wait, do I have a facade? I do. Oh, wait. I think I might. No, wait. You know what? I think I might need to get rid of the conduit. And cable. That. And then I gotta be sneaky about this. Oop. There we go. Okay, so this should be online. Good. And we still don't have rock salt coming in. We need to fix that. So over here. Wait a minute. Rock. Yep. So we need to put rock salt on this side. There we go. And rock salt. There we go. Now it's filling in. But we don't want it to have that many in there. So we're going to want to get a robot arm. And I guess I need to remove that temporarily. We need to pop that up and screwdriver. All right, so import, to keep exact, we'll say 2. There we go. So now it will only stock that amount. Good. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's come up here and water. There we go. Did I? Let's see. Oh, right. We need to expose it. And there we go. Now you can see it's making the hydroxide and the hydrochloric acid. And because we have our network here, it should, yep, be in there. Cool. So with that, now we're going to need to have potassium hydroxide and carbon dioxide in a reactor. So let's go ahead and expose carbon dioxide. Going to come up to here And I guess that would, yeah. I don't think it's going to matter too much if we don't limit how much goes in here. So, yeah, I got to get that bookmarked. Okay, so now with the potassium carbonate, we're going to need the hydroxide, and we have the fluid in there, and that's going to spit back out with some water, and we get the carbonate. So come down here, hydroxide, potassium hydroxide. Is there not? Wait. I see a problem. I've neglected to get item storage cells. So let's go ahead and grab some of those. And I don't think we need to format these particularly with each dust. What we do want to have is the equal distribution and the overflow. I think this shouldn't work. I don't think it needs to have a particular item in there. Yeah, it does seem to be filling up that cell first, that ME storage cell, and then I think it would go down to here and then here. Okay, so if that needs to be upgraded going down the line, we'll get that fixed. Okay, so now with the carbonate, we are going to want to set up the oxydianiline. However, we have to get the 4-aminophenol, nitrochlorobenzene, and dimethylformamide. Now, we should have nitrochlorobenzene. Yep. Now, do we have the dimethyl? Nope. Okay. So we're gonna come over here. Nitro chlorobenzene. We're gonna expose that. Nitrochlorobenzene. Now, I don't know if I actually need to do that storage section. I think if I did just the interface, that might be okay. But yeah, I'm thinking about it. If I set it where it wouldn't report inaccessible items and fluids in the storage bus, that might work. But I don't know. I'll fuss with it later. I don't want to spend too much time getting distracted. Okay, so the 4-aminophenol. That's phenol, of course, and nitration mixture. And we're going to want to have an iron dust in the input bus. And if you didn't patch it, it's going to be non-consumable. So we'll put that in there. And for this, though, we are going to want to do a control situation. So phenol and the nitration mixture. Let's grab a filter. Yeah, we're going to need that. And we're going to want a regulator. Accidentally clicked my wrench into the situation there. Okay, so boop and boop. Import. Okay, so phenol and nitration mixture. Here's where the nitration mixture comes into play. And we're going to want 1 and 1 of each. Okay. So I see that this has the output of aminophenol and diluted sulfuric acid. So I'm going to need to get a fluid cell set up for that. That should be good there. Let's get you back on. Phenol. I hit the priority. Thank you. Okay, so phenol and nitration mixture, we're going to want to get exposed. Right? Yeah. Oh, so that's already in there, that nitration mixture. So let's get phenol, nitration. So like what I was saying earlier in my statement, if I, so right now it's going to say only extractable items will be visible. So if I hit yes on this, assumedly it would only look at what is in here. Okay, so is phenol? Do we not have phenol in our system? We do. Oh, but you know what? I may have not added it to this. There we go. As you can see, that is popping out. Now it's gonna be. Is it dilute? Wait. I think it's. Yeah. Let's remove some of these. Okay, so what I'm gonna need to do with this is sorry, hold on, I gotta think here. Oh yeah, I want to get the cards installed into those. But at the same time, I don't want to have multiple fluids in different cells. So I'll get to figuring that out. Oh, and while I'm in here, let's grab. Wait a minute. That's the dilute sulfuric acid, so that's good. We'll have that in there. And let me get some cards ordered up here. Where are you? And you. Okay. So that will get crafted up. And oop, okay. So we have the cards there. Can we get the equal cards, please? The color applicator. I wonder what that's all about. Oh, there's the other one. Okay. Boop and boop. There we go. Okay. So it's making that. Now what I could do is, oops, nope. Come over here and say diluted sulfuric acid. And that should, yep, there we go. Okay, there we go. So if I look in here, I think it's going down, but kind of slow. 6.5. It's not even going down right now. So that leads me to believe that maybe our diluted sulfuric acid processor is not working very quickly. If I need to get a dedicated distillery, let's see, how fast would that be? I will get that looked at later. Let's stay on track here. So we should be making the 4-aminophenol. 4-aminophenol. Correct. And now we need nitrochlorobenzene, which we already have made. Now we need also dimethylformamide. And that's going to be dimethylamine and carbon monoxide. So do we have, I think we have both of these. Dimethylamine. Dimethylamine? No? Okay. So we got to make dimethylamine. Scusi? Yeah, so we got to make dimethylamine. So let's get this bookmarked and we'll get this bookmarked. So with the dimethylamine, we're going to need amino. God, my brain is going all kinds of sideways here. Ammonia and methanol. So we'll go over here. Ammonia. Methanol. Come over here. Methanol. Ammonia. And the dimethylamine. There you are. Okay. And boop and boop. All right. So in you go. So methanol. Oh, I can't talk. Methanol and ammonia. So ammonia. Wait, can I just shift click it in there? No. Ammonia and methanol. Wait. That twice. Water. Neutral carbon benzene. Okay, that should be good. Now over here. Methanol. Oh, I had the search word in there already. I didn't realize that. Okay, so those are exposed. Let's come over here to the next. Just like before, we're going to want to take that out. We're going to want to get that. And let's get a couple of these regulators because I see a pattern forming. And then we'll get a couple of filters. Cool, cool, cool. All right. So in you go, import, keep exact. So we're going to want 1 ammonia, 2 methanol. So 1 ammonia, 2 methanol. In you go, keep exact, good, good. All right. Boop. And boop. Cool. That's good. So now with that, we also need to have the input bus on number 2. Yep, that's making our dimethylamine. And water. All right, so dimethylamine, we mix that with carbon monoxide, and we'll get our dimethylformamide. Now, do we have the carbon monoxide? And no, okay, we don't. So we got to get the carbon monoxide from our main system. Carbon mono. Oh, I bookmarked it twice. Interesting. Okay, so we have the dimethylamine and the carbon monoxide. Okay. Take you off. Import, keep exact. So carbon monoxide and dimethylamine, keep exact, 1 to 1. Carbon monoxide. In you go. Oh, I didn't expose it to the network. I don't think that's how that works. Yeah, I already have one there. Okay, so carbon monoxide is in. And we're making our dimethylformamide. Great, great. Now, I might even have to expand this room to make room for more chemical reactors. I'm not sure yet. That being said, we have everything that we need to make our oxydianyline sludge. And then we stick that into a distillery over yonder. And we'll have 1 part done. And then we got to work on the liquid pyrolytic. How do I say that word? Oxygen gas during chloromethane, dimethylbenzene. We might already have these two. Was it chloromethane? Not the chloromethane. Oops. Chloromethane is going to be methane and chlorine, so that's not a big deal. Dimethylbenzene. Okay, so that's going to be less complicated, less involved. Cool, cool, cool. All right, let's get going. So in here, we're going to want the carbonate. Oh, wrong. Okay, so that's going to be going in there. Now, we will lift you off. Boop, boop, and import. Now, I wonder, is there any way... Use... I don't think there's a way to automatically copy these fluids in there, so I'm going to do it by hand, I guess. So for amino... nitrochlorobenzene... For amino... I can type right. Nitrochloro and dimethyl. Okay, so there's nitrochlorobenzene and dimethylformamide. Import, keep exact. And that's all 1-to-1 ratio. Oops, 1-to-1. Cool. Boop. Boop. And boop. All right, we're blasting oxydianiline sludge. And you should be exiting. Yes. Okay, cool. So let's come over here. And honestly, I don't even need a pump for this, or regulator for this. I need a pump. Should probably put pumps and regulators on the requester auto stock. All right, import. And we're going to want a face. And we're going to want the oxydianiline. In you go. Oxydianiline. All right, so what circuit do we need? We need 2. Oops, get rid of that. And 2. And there we go. There's a liquid 4x4 oxydianiline. Boop and boop. All right, we're gaming. All right, so 4, there it is. That doesn't seem to be going up very much. Oh, because it's not making very much at a time. Oxy-D. Wait, are we not making a lot of the Oxy-D? What's the going rate of our Oxy-D? Okay, so it doesn't make very much of that at a time, it looks like. Oxy-D. It's a 1-to-1. I mean, okay, so it's a 1-to-4 ratio. Well, I guess 3 to 1/4 ratio here. Fluid. Oh, wait, no. It's 3 and 175. So whatever that ratio is there. That being said, we're giving in 1 bucket and we're getting a 4th bucket back of the sludge. But that isn't really a big deal. It will build up over time. Okay, let's look at the pyromelodic dianhydride. So oxygen gas, not a big deal. So that's 1 chemical reactor. We have 3 left. So that will be 1. Liquid Durine, that's a scrap or melter. We don't need to worry about that. Wait, there we go. Dimethylbenzene, we have that, so I don't need to worry about that. So that's going to be another chemical reactor. And that should be a last chemical reactor. So I think we'll be good. I think I made just the right amount of chemical reactors. Totally not planned out. All right, so let's start with chloromethane. Now, I don't think we have that. Then I just check. Yeah, I'm not making that. So for chlorine and methane, I'm going to need to expose those two fluids. Chlorine, methane. Okay, so I'm going to try and fill in the gaps here. And methane. Okay. Methane. Chlorine. Cool. Over here. And I don't believe we need any items, so we're not going to worry about that. We're going to take that off. Excuse me? Oh, don't tell me I just screwed up. Shit. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Nitrochlorobenzene. Dimethylformamide. That. All right. I'm gonna have to go and fix that supply issue later. Okay. This should be clean. So let's get to working on this. So boop, boop, import methane, chlorine. That's a 2 to 1. Good. Okay, should be good. Oh, we might need to get the 3. Yeah, it's making chloromethane. Good, good. And I didn't get a cell for that. Let's fix that. I don't think we need to worry about this, adding those in there, but just kind of in case, I guess. In you go. All right, rocking. Okay, back up. We're making the chloromethane. Cool. So with that, we want the dimethylbenzene, but it looks like we're... Oh, no, that's a nitrochlorobenzene. The dimethylbenzene, we have a great deal of. Okay. Good. Oh, I already had that bookmarked. So no input, no items input, but we're going to need the... We're getting the durine from this and the hydrochloric acid. Okay. Making sure there's nothing in here. Good. Remove. Boop. Regulator. Dimethylbenzene. And chloromethane. In you go. Keep exact. 1 to 1. Oh, what the? Chloromethane. Dimethylbenzene. Right? Dimethylbenzene. Hold up. I thought we had plenty of dimethylbenzene. Did I not expose that? Dimethylbenzene. Dimethylbenzene. Okay. Cool. All right, that's making our During dust. And oh, it's probably going to be no. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I already had that taken care of. Okay, cool. So now the During, we're going to be melting that into the liquid dirt. Wait, yeah. So the liquid During into the liquid pyromelodic dihydride. Oh wait, did I miscount how many reactors I did need? Right, so that comes from the During and the oxygen. Okay, so I'm gonna need one more LCR. And I can probably put that right in here. I just gotta push the wall back a little bit. Excuse me. Now that's a question. Did I don't think I counted for liquid During. We'll fix that right here. During. Liquid pyromelodic. Kapton K will probably, yeah. Screw it. Pyromelodic. Kapton K. There we go. Now I don't want to forget this and this. And you go. And boom. Okay, so we're not expecting any of those fluids right now, so they won't go in. That being said, we're going to want a extractor, right? And arm. Thankfully, we don't need to worry about fluid input output because we are only inserting items. I hit some button. There we go. Okay. Doop, boop, and Doreen. Not that. There we go. So boop and boop. And we got Doreen going in the system. Sweet. So oxygen and the liquid Doreen, and we'll get this liquid pyromelodic. Just like before. Oxygen gas. And off camera, I'll look at our nitrochlorobenzene supply and upgrade that, if you will. So that the oxygen gas and the liquid Doreen. To make sure nothing in there. Good, good. Boop. Boop. Import. Okay, so we're going to want get that and get that. Okay, there we go. Oh. Okay. So half a bucket or quarter bucket of During. Because of the way things work, it's not going to play nice. I got to round up the whole numbers here. So keep exact 1, 2, and 1 and 2. Boop. And boop. Okay, so oxygen is not exposed. Let's fix that. Oxygen. Oxygen. Let's go in here. Okay, that should be running now. Sweet. We're rocking. Okay. We are literally one step away from Kapton K. So let me pause here. I'm going to go figure out the nitrochlorobenzene situation. I will get another reactor going and have this wall pushed back. And we'll probably call that a wrap once I get the Kapton K on screen. All right, back in a few. All right. So I expanded the room. Oh, I missed a spot. Expanded the room. I added another LCR here. So let's... Oh, I also added this little easy access panel that will only connect to our subnetwork. Oh, why are you in there? And why are you in there too? Anyway, and you. Okay, so now we should have the liquid pyrometallic, yes. So the Kapton K, we're just gonna need that and that. And you know what? I think we might want to do this. Add a provider. Already had that right there. Now I'm now realizing that I didn't even plan a lot of this properly because we have a lot of crafting storage down there. We have the requesters. I don't even think we needed half of that. Any of that for that matter. Okay, so we're gonna have this be liquid Kapton K. Now just to make sure I don't need Kapton K to be a voltage. Okay, we're good. So I also added a solidifier here. I want to see if I can't have the requesting of this Kapton K stay on the subnetwork, but we will see in a moment. I don't think I added... Yeah, I didn't add a craft air pattern terminal down there. Okay, so what we're going to do... Kapton K... Boop. And then Kapton Ingot... Okay, so now if we go down here again, we'll put ya in there. So if I come over here, Kapton K, items. Oh, I didn't put a output on the, I didn't put a face on the output hatch. That would be helpful if I did that. And there we go, Kapton K. But why did it only make 3 buckets? That's a question. Didn't I ask for 4? Let's try this again. Out there. 4. Is it just slow? It might be just slow. So we should see 7. Yes. Okay. So, yeah. Oh, I need to add the ingot pattern over here. Boop. Okay. Kapton K. And there we go. Kapton K ingots, baby. Or wait, did we? Oh yeah, we needed it for the plates. That's right. Sheets. Okay, so what I want to know. Okay, so it doesn't look like we can do requesting from a subnetwork unless I'm doing this wrong. I don't even think this would do it. Right. So I think we're just gonna get rid of a lot of these storage things, and we're just going to have it. Oops. Like that. So it's going to make all those ingots for us. Although, can I change that? Okay, so we have one Kapton K on our exposed on our main network, but Kapton K. Why am I not able to see? Okay, well, I'm probably gonna have to fiddle around with this. But yeah, let me go ahead and grab that Kapton K. And that will be an episode for today. I hope you all did enjoy. If you did, please leave a like or comment down below. It really helps me out. And I'll see you in the next one. Ta-ta for now.